Certain actors make an indelible mark in the collective lives of us all. Something about their presence makes you have to pay attention and hang on every single word. Whether he was playing a debonair, murderous thief, squid-headed alien,
next,
mysterious wizard, or a nonchalant seraphim,
there isn't a movie about it. It's not worth knowing, is it?
Alan Rickman was a force to be reckoned with. Easily one of my favorite actors of all time, not to mention one of the most iconic voices in all of Hollywood.
Hello, Alan Rickman. It's Alan Rickman.
He had a range that allowed for multiple generations to appreciate his craft and a seemingly effortless ability to make a villain as charismatic as the hero. This is the gift of Alan Rickman. One of the most heated holiday debates is always Die Hard. Christmas movie or not? I'll settle it right now.
Now I have a machine gun.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, it is. There are a ton of things to love about Die Hard.
Where to the coast, we'll get together, have a few laughs.
And it's a movie that warrants infinite replayability status. But one of its crown jewels is Rickman's take on Hans Gruber. The fact that he wasn't already a player in the movie world before this role is wild. Because believe it or not, he was
42
at this point. There's something about how he laughs when Takagi asks what kind of terrorists they are.
Who said we were terrorists?
That is so disarming, especially given what happens seconds later. Hans Gruber is a calm and collected presence during a high-intensity robbery.
Stay calm. This is simply the beginning.
He handles all his interactions with a delicate poise.
I am an exceptional thief, Mrs. McLean, and since I'm moving up to kidnapping, you should be more polite.
It's the ultimate compliment when someone plays a role and you walk away not being able to picture any other actor doing it. His take on an American accent is signature in its
Clay. Bill, Clay.
Alan Rickman-ness.
Please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you?
My family quotes this line all the time, and I can't see anyone else delivering it. In a true 180 from Mr. Grubbs, he turned around and played Jamie from Truly Madly Deeply.
Who was that?
The ghost of the main character's cellist boyfriend. A film by the late Anthony Minghella, the man behind movies like The English Patient and Cold Mountain. It's a true testament to the charismatic genius of Rickman.
Here's a rose cloud in your eyes.
The character is supposed to be so likable, you struggle to let go of them as much as the protagonist, Nina. A feat pulled off perfectly in my opinion. Shortly after his breakout success, he took another villainous role that also steals the show.
Robin Hood steals money from my pocket, forcing me to hurt the public, and they love him for it.
His take on the Sheriff of Nottingham in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Another perfect example of his brilliance, allowing him to show a bit more of his comedic timing.
You, Myram, 10:30 tonight. You, 10:45. Bring a friend.
In a Kevin Costner-dominated era, Rickman's Sheriff of Nottingham stole the show,
And call off Christmas.
leaving the viewers wishing for more screen time. Jumping ship from the epic antagonist world he overtook so quickly, he then gave a soft and heartfelt portrayal of Colonel Brandon in Sense and Sensibility, a far reach from Gruber,
To your sister, I wish all imaginable happiness.
but a lovely take on the Jane Austen classic. His character is more reserved, with a fire inside for Kate Winslet's Marianne Dashwood. This role is further proof that his lingering on words delivery was a masterclass in and of itself. For myself and the majority of my generation, he will always be known as Severus Snape.
I can teach you how to bewitch the mind and ensnare the senses.
The Harry Potter movies put Rickman's talent on the forefront of a globally successful franchise. A clear ensemble of British legends, his portrayal of the complicated potions master was a highlight and one of the most compelling aspects in my book.
It's said to be nearly unbearable to witness, but I'll do my best.
Revealed later, J.K. Rowling said she told him the true nature of his character long before it was mentioned in the books, allowing Rickman to craft a rounded and tragic figure from the beloved series. There isn't a single line or glance in those movies that he gives that isn't captivating as heck. Even those who weren't fans of the books found themselves riveted by Rickman's performance.
Turn to page 394.
He brought Snape to life with a level of complexity that few actors could have achieved, solidifying his place in cinematic history.
Always
There were very few purely comical roles in his arsenal, but one of those was certainly Sir Alexander Dane in Galaxy Quest.
I played Richard III.
5 curtain calls.
There were 5 curtain calls. I was an actor once. Damn it, now look at me, look at me!
He plays a Spock-esque character to Tim Allen's Commander Taggart. It's easy to see him play a classically trained actor, begrudgingly known for his role as Dr. Lazarus.
By Grabthar's hammer. What a savings.
I was one of the many people praying for a sequel to this classic, but to no avail. Many of his lines in this are eminently quotable, and some of the most emotionally heavy parts are given to him to bring more heart and soul to the movie.
You shall be avenged.
Something he does with ease.
Commander Taggart has saved us!
It's amusing to see him be the hero and get none of the recognition, even on an alien spaceship. Kevin Smith mentioned Rickman being the first non-friend that signed up to be part of Dogma, a movie that has a very eclectic appeal.
Sweet Jesus, do you have to use the whole can?
I love it, and the scenes with Metatron are easily some of the best.
Loki tells God he quits, throws down his fiery sword, and gives him the finger.
Who would be better as the voice of God?
Behold the Metatron, herald of the Almighty, and voice of the one true God.
The answer is no one. He's the one. Similarly to Galaxy Quest, it becomes a theme for comical movies to give moments of gravitas to his characters, because of who they have at their disposal.
You are Bethany Sloan. No one can take that away from you, not even God.
The man's voice was as iconic as his acting.
I told you this would all end in tears.
It had a deep resonance that brought power and endless amounts of emotion in the simplest of phrases. It's no surprise that he lent his voice to several projects, including narrations and audiobooks. One of my favorite books is The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I was beyond giddy when I heard he was the voice of the notorious Marvin the Paranoid Android, a character that was written so perfectly by Douglas Adams. Most of his lines in the movie are direct quotes from the book.
Here I am, brain the size of a planet, and they ask me to take you up to the bridge. Call that job satisfaction, because I don't.
They did add his shooting the Vogon army with the point of view gun, which is particularly amusing.
I feel so depressed.
Beyond his acting prowess alone, Rickman was known for being an extremely supportive, generous, and kind person to everyone around him. Justin Long recalled him sitting with the movie crew during lunch breaks on Galaxy Quest. A simple gesture, but one that resonates with the whole production. He was said to greatly appreciate his fans and take the time to sign autographs after theater productions. Many who knew him best talked fondly of his dry, often self-deprecating humor. In interviews, every question is given a well-thought-out, deliberate answer, solidifying his status as a beloved tentpole of the industry. I grew up watching his take on Snape and felt it was the heart and soul of the Harry Potter films.
Then I suggest you take extra care, Mr. Potter. Loss of limb will not excuse you.
He was an ever-present, watchful eye in that universe that had a lasting impact on many in my generation. The more interviews I'd watch, the more I'd feel his generosity and care towards the people that watched him. He had an ability to bring humanity to every role he played.
I'm a personality prototype. You can tell, can't you?
Whether a villain,
Nice suit. I have two myself.
a hero,
Just like Mother used to make.
or something in between, and it made him one of the most versatile and compelling actors of his generation.
You will go out there.
I won't. And nothing you say will make me.
The show must go on.
One of the key words that describes his characters are complex. He would do things that would subvert the expectations of the audience.
Clearly, fame isn't everything.
Whether it's a villainous laugh, a sympathetic moment, or a comedic mistake, he had a way of turning every role into something unforgettable. He was a man of the theater, a legend of film, and a notoriously generous spirit. He elevated all the productions he was part of and covered a vast spectrum of genres and generations. He had a gift that we were all lucky enough to experience. There will never be another,
I'll see you.
and that is the gift of Alan Rickman. Do you miss him too? What role was your favorite? What's his best quote? Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.